So I've had a sometimes difficult life. And the difficulty isn't traditional, I guess. Because on the one hand, I've been very fortunate or unfortunate that I wine and dine with presidents, prime ministers, many billionaires, and people, heads of state and heads of religions, etc. Those are traditional values where people think that is success. But that wasn't my life, and that isn't still my life. And I would go home, as I still do now, and I would have a desperate need to connect to reality and to real life. And in that respect, you know, I would spend every weekend emergency fostering for children who've been highly sexualized or abused. I would be working as a caregiver for people with mental health all the time, and that's a lifelong thing for me. Or people who can't pay their mortgages or can't have shoes on their feet. And I would say it was a privilege, and it is a privilege to help these people. And I would draw on the strength that these people give me to drive harder in the impact world, in the business world. Sometimes it would go wrong. Sometimes I would become even more ruthless, and I was quite ruthless to begin with. But occasionally things went well. And I guess I need to know, I still need to always touch grief. I need to touch poverty. I need to touch unhappiness of people when they're making my clothes. I need to know if they were made with joy. I need to know if they were made with empowerment. I need to know if they were made in modern slavery conditions. And I need to know not only their past, the people that I'm involved in, but I want to help them today, and I want to try with them to change their future. Okay, and of course, that is the essence of product provenance, isn't it? Indeed, my daughter is sitting here in the audience, and her Tigress, her name is, and she introduced me to an art form she invented many years ago, which I ignored, called Golgothism, and that is where, effectively, the art is looking at the essence of our heart, the homage of the art, from the past, the present, and the future, at the cellular level, at the atomic level, simultaneously. So I will take ideas from other people, and I will see if we can make it scaled and sustained. But it's not enough just to capture these areas of provenance and grief and non-financial value. Because we all know the currency of financial value is the dollar or the euro. But what is the currency of non-financial value? Is it sentiment? What is it? That is what we're trying to capture.
Satisfaction.
Satisfaction, hope, love. And I wanted not just to capture it, but I want to transact it. Why? Because in my world, if you can't transact it, you're nowhere. Today, I hear the news, I switched on the news, I found my former Barclays guys all going off to prison, I think, for fraud, etc. Unless it transacts, capturing is not enough. Capturing grief, you have to be able to transact love. And the vision I had was something like this. I would go and do some voluntary work, as we all do some good things, and I go, boop, and I get credited. I go to my Starbucks, if you do, and I go, how much? $10, I'll give you $8 cash and $2 of my social credit. I go down Google Street and I'll shop here, not here, because here you are a multi-conglomerate, maybe very unloving towards your company and your staff, and here you're dealing ethically and you have transparent supply chains. I will buy this product, not this product, because this is made in slavery conditions, and this is made by happy children with happy cows in a happy field, and so on. I want to transact that value. So the two things that I focused on measurement and transaction, because they need both to do this, was first of all looking at a measurement technique that can do it very fast, very cheap, and very quick. Oh, sorry, no, I've said that twice. Very fast, very cheap, and very efficiently. So we developed a system called the social earnings ratio. It is the fastest adopted metric in the world, in the impact world. I hear some people from Barnsley in the UK is the metric behind the Social Value Act, 2012. That was for David Cameron. In Theresa May's time, before she became Prime Minister, we developed it for the Modern Slavery Act 2015, how to measure slavery. It is a metric for Indonesia, India, Mauritius, their 2% CSR law, about laws that change society. To do it, you've got to be able not to do it in a traditional academic way, which may take many years. And I am now an academic, so I can tell you we move at a pedestrian pace. Because there are 165 million companies in Europe. There are 35 million in America. There are 40 million in China. There are 1 billion organizations in the world. You cannot spend 3 years doing a PhD on a company and then 2 years of peer review, or KPMG charge 200,000 euros to do one social value metric of an organization or a product or a project. You've got to do it in micro-cents within seconds. The fabric behind the social earnings ratio, and those of you who are, I don't expect to come from the financial world, will know there's something called the price earnings ratio. It is the single number metric that represents financial value on the stock market, because that was my own. And in that, you know, it's not about something is what it's worth, it's what it's worth to me. Hence Twitter, which makes no money, less money than your corner shop, is worth billions because it's worth something to those who are aligned to it. So we took traditional financial metric and we made it into a social metric. And of course, PE plus SE, financial value plus non-financial value, that is your total value. And we measure value in 10 seconds. We measure our friends at Barclays, they measure the financial share price every 10 seconds right next to the social value. So they know every decision, how quickly things can go wrong. And so on. And we measure love in 10 seconds. Empowerment in 10 seconds. Because otherwise, you cannot do it quickly, efficiently, in less than a fraction of a euro. Okay, but that is just measurement. And as I said to you, it's nice because it means I can track a product. Like the leather industry in the EU, we have 10 guys who do this. We measure their financial value first for leather. It's over here when it starts. It goes through a process. At some point, Louis Vuitton sticks their brand on it. It's worth a lot all of a sudden. And then it declines to landfill. But the non-financial value fluctuates. It was a living animal, for God's sake. A crocodile, alligator, is only allowed to live 2 years, not 40, because the skin is much better at 2 years. And so you kill it, so the non-financial value has dropped. Then you skin it in slavery conditions, many of these tanneries. Then you add chemicals, and it just fluctuates like this. And so who wants to sit in a car seat where 3 people died making it? Who wants to use an iPhone where 32 people die every year in the factory in China committing suicide? But clearly, most of us still do. Because we go, yes, that's nice, and it's cheap, and it's good value. But it's about making that transact, okay? Now, the next part is how to transact it. So we can measure it, we can capture value, how do you transact it? We can digitize value, we can turn sentiment into financial value. Jesse, I love you, €4.50. That's far more than I would normally pay for you, Jesse, but that's for you. And we can do it through fast data. But to transact it, we need to transfer from here to here. And as Nick said, a technology came called blockchain. Those of you who know about Bitcoin, there's something called Bitcoin. It really is simple to articulate it. It is a digital block of value that I transfer from me to you. Anywhere in the world over the internet. That's it. But in our paradigm, value is more than financial value. It's non-financial value. So there should be 2 components of it I can digitally transfer to you. I should be able to transfer love by measuring it and then transferring it. And so we went about working on the transference, having already captured it, on the transference of that value. And it's a lot easier than you think. So blockchain is an anti-man, anti-authority. It's a distributed system. It's decentralized. It is disruptive because it circumnavigates everybody in between. Bitcoin was where it's born, but it's not where it's going. So money does have non-financial value. If I say to Jesse, I love your braces, I'll give you 15,000 euros for it, he will have it off in an instant and give it to me. If I say to you, I will pay it in KKK coins, you go, oh, no. Not only don't I want to be aligned to that value, but I don't have any friends from the KKK where I can get rid of it. So money has value, all right? And not only does blockchain allow us to do that, we can actually issue a micro share of value. So you helped Jesse make this shirt over in India. You made it with love. I can recognize that, and I can reward you through a share or through real money, just like I did at Starbucks. I can reward you, and I can put what we contributed in a ledger that's public, and that is blockchain. So it's these transformative technologies that are changing or hoping to change society. So things like in work for the United Nations or the World Bank or the International Development Bank, where money is drained, like in the EU, you know, we have 5 EU commissions, and money is drained like you wouldn't believe. But we want the money to have impact associated with it. So the money is not transacted unless that non-financial value is also delivered. So the two things are integrated along. Thank you. Okay, so it's this ability to have, to play with a non-financial currency. And once you can do that, you can do many things that you guys have ambitions for. I heard some of you speak this morning, and you know, I am desperate to try and help you. I want to help. There's only so much any one person can do. What we have done is we have managed to scale what we've done. We have now, at the Center for Citizenship, Enterprise and Governance, we just focus on the movement of value. We have around 60,000 members, 7,000 heads of the biggest CSR companies in the world, 2,000 politicians. Not because they're interested in me, it's because they also want to do some good things. It is not so companies are bad, we are good. It is not so, you know, the one thing that's happened for me, let me tell you, is that at the age of 57, I am no longer dichotomized. I am no longer doing good here and being a complete bastard over here. Alright, it is no longer that. I now recognize I am okay, not such a great person in business. I'm quite possibly far too strict and far too ruthless. But I do, like everyone, also have some good intentions by life. And I want to be able to articulate it. And this articulation, I believe there's some speakers later on which are going to do this far better than me. When we articulate non-financial value, you've got to do it very simply, in single number metrics. When you choose a can of beans, it says on it carbohydrates, calories, you get it, you choose it, you see it immediately at the point of purchase. You don't go away and go, I have to do a PhD on it to find out if it's got many calories, how many 30 KPIs has it got for me. It's got to be simple number metrics. And the guy who taught me that, taught this to me in the kitchen in number 10, and he said to me, I said, this is going to take forever to do this research. And he said, Linda, and I said, how do you measure love in one number, and hope, and happiness, and environment in one number? He said, look, see this bridge behind me? It says A to B. You know what it means? He says, nor do I. So I know A is good, B is bad. So articulate things, because at the point of purchase, you've got to be able to decide very quickly. And the other exciting thing about blockchain is that if I'm going to reward someone, we're doing a big program with a major retailer in the UK who's lost 15% of their revenue, big name. And they are working with 7 million carers they want to bring into the business, as in customers. They want to reward you by being a carer at the point of purchase. Now, I can't go and say, I'd like to buy that, and you go, great, here's my little token, beep, and you go, yes, now I'm going to find out if you're a good person. Just hang on 2 years, and we'll go and do some research in your life, talk to your ex-wives, talk to your ex-husbands, and we'll then come back to you. In my case, it could take a very long time, okay? Lots of them, as I say. But, you've got to be able to transact that value, both the financial value, which we all can do now, at the touch, but that non-financial value in a millisecond. At the moment, 10 seconds is not fast enough. No one is going to hang around 10 seconds in their retail store to find out if I'm a good carer. Alright? So we've got to improve. We keep working at it. But it is this merger of financial value and non-financial value. My home was, as Nick said, in the financial sector. I understand it well. I understand the motivations. I'm sad to say that I've heard some comments before, and I think it's true. If 5,000 kids had died making my products, I was more interested in how many more cars I have, how many more houses I have, etc. You can never have enough when you're that way inclined. But my life has changed. At the age of 57, I have never been happier than in my entire life. The last time I was this happy, I was 11. And that's because I get a chance to talk to you, I get a chance to learn from you, I get a chance to try with you, help see if we can change this world. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.